Hey everybody, this is your boy Black Magus, and welcome to the Sharpshooting Wrestling Podcast. I actually just thought about this. I think I'm going to start using my name from now on. So I'm Mike. This is Pete. Pete said hello to the people.
What's going on, people? Here to cover Raw, and stay tuned after this because we will be covering the NXT pay-per-view and giving our thoughts on that as well. But yeah, glad to be back. Let's get into it.
Yeah, and apologies for the delay. I am extremely sick and have been busy as hell working, so it's been a crazy week. But we're going to go ahead and take care of business because we want you guys to get the show. So go ahead and start everything off, Pete.
All right, so starting with Raw. Raw kicked off similar fashion to what we all know. Authority kicks off Raw. It's basically on the back of Payback. As we know, Seth Rollins has retained his title at Payback. And they're talking about Seth Rollins winning at Payback, basically saying that we chose him to be the future. This is why, all that stuff. And then they make mention, because while they're standing there, while Stephanie and Triple H are standing there, you see something on the table. Now, I thought they were going to show a new belt or a new design or something. That was what I was thinking. But then they take off the red cloth, and it's the Intercontinental Championship. And they talk about how Stephanie talks about how Daniel Bryan vacated it, how it took a lot of courage to say she was right and all this. And they talk the Intercontinental Championship match, the Chamber match that's coming up in, I think it's going just over a week now. We'll be seeing that pay-per-view. Seems like only yesterday Payback was on, but already another pay-per-view on its way. And from there you had Sheamus interrupt. And Sheamus basically he said, you don't need a title match, just give me the belt. Ryback comes out, talks about, I think he was talking... Whatever Ryback says is kind of pointless. Ryback is absolutely terrible.
He likes to try to give these really big inspirational promos.
Just doesn't work.
Yeah, I'd rather him just to talk about how are you gonna destroy this guy? Because you're this big, massive monster, and you're trying to be extremely sensitive with the crowd. Kind of doesn't mix well. I guess you could do it, but he's not that great on the mic either, so it doesn't make it any better that he's this big, swole freak who's trying to show his sensitive side.
No, that's so true. And at the end, you find out that they're the first to put into the Chamber match come Elimination Chamber, which, to be honest, I'm kind of frustrated that Ryback got in. I don't know why. It kind of, in a sense, it's better than what we predicted during our Payback review. But, I don't know, Ryback just wasn't the first name that sprung to mind. And it basically set up the first match of the night, which was Ryback versus Sheamus, and it's a match I wish I missed. I wish I came late to this week's Raw. Just overall, I don't think Sheamus and Ryback have that great chemistry. A lot of their moves were awkward and botched. It's kind of cringeworthy, the match. And at the end, the result, obviously, I knew Sheamus would win just because it'll set up more towards the Elimination Chamber, the feud between them. And he won dirty, obviously, holding his eye, and then the referee's pushing Ryback away, and then you have Sheamus hit him with the bro kick, then pick up the pin, and then it zooms in on his eye, and then it's like he can see again. I love JBL. JBL's lucky he's a quick healer.
Yeah, JBL is funny. They've actually been pretty decent, I guess, commentating-wise. They didn't piss me off that much Monday night.
Booker T didn't talk as much as he used to.
Yeah, they probably have been in his mic saying, yo, we need you to just chill out.
Stop.
Please, for the love of God.
He did enough talking on the Payback pre-show.
Yeah, yeah, maybe his voice was tired. That's a good sign.
But like I said, overall the match was nothing impressive. Kind of really boring, to be honest. I don't know. That's just my thoughts. I guess we could move on because there's not much to take from that match. Follow that up, you had the Neville interview, which Neville is another person on the mic that I don't know. Like I feel like Neville's mic skills, like he's great in ring. Don't get me wrong, but his mic skills could use a little bit of work in my eyes.
Oh no,
like,
he definitely does need work.
But yeah,
you have to think though. He coming, and it's funny because I think that's the problem now with the way that wrestling is structured. Because I hear a lot of old guys say like things they hate about wrestling now, and when I look at certain things, I have to say like this one thing is kind of true. Back when they had all the different independent circuits, and it wasn't just a couple of big companies and then a bunch of small indies. When it was more of an organized type of thing around the country, you went to certain places to like get really you get really trained at certain aspects when you go to certain places. There were all these veterans who were willing to jump on board and help train you because all these territories exist. Everybody had an opportunity to go someplace and be a star. You didn't just have to be on Monday Night Raw to feel like you're a star, or on I think it's Friday nights when TNA Impact comes on. Things like that. You could be a dominant, huge star like Ric Flair used to be back in the day in the Carolinas and in part of the South and all of that before going to Texas and being good there and things like that. So you had a lot of people who were seriously in the business who would train you in this stuff. Now, the way it is now, it's just like indie wrestling. There's no real training. Most of these guys, they go to a small school, they learn the basics, and then they learn all these different high, crazy maneuvers. And it's all about the moves as opposed to the mic skills. Nobody pays attention when they go to indie shows to what you're saying. They just want to see you go through a table or jump, over. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get that.
So he's never really, until he got to WWE, he's probably never had somebody come to him and say, "Dude, you're a good athlete, but now I need to teach you how to be a complete wrestler." And that's the thing. That's why we don't have that many great talkers. I mean, look at the talkers that we have. It's not that many who are really good on the mic anymore.
Yeah, no, that's a fair fact. That's a fair statement. And overall, Neville, I guess the thing that I've always got to keep in mind is that Neville's young. Like, when he came in, just because of his raw ability, I just felt like he was so much older. You feel like he's been around for ages, but he's only been around. Well, this is going on 2 months, or going on to 3 months. He came right after Mania. So he set lights, and his interview, like I said, it wasn't the best, but he'll get there. He'll get there. I believe that he's completely invested in the company. You can tell he loves what he's doing. And you had Bo Dallas interrupt. Now, Bo Dallas' character is shocking, but I gotta give credit where it's due. Bo Dallas really sticks to that character. Like, as much as it sucks, he comes out.
Like his brother, he owns his character, that's for sure. I just wish he owned a different character.
Who's Bo Dallas' brother?
Oh, you didn't know? Oh, wow. I thought you knew this. Bray Wyatt.
Is it actually?
Yeah, they're actually brothers.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and if you really pay attention, you can see it. But it's like most people don't, so it's easy to get by because their ring personalities are so total opposite that you really don't think about it. But in reality, they are brothers.
There you go. But yeah, Bo Dallas did what he did. He came out, and then he attacked Neville, which, I mean, obviously it's going to happen because it's kind of a way for Bo Dallas to stick more to the main roster. I guess it's a way for Neville to bring him up because they'll obviously have a match in future. But I was short-lived before JBL invited Neville on commentary. Not Neville on commentary. Bo Dallas on commentary. And got ready for the match, which was Neville versus Bad News Barrett. Oh, King Barrett, should we call him? I still prefer Bad News Barrett.
Yeah,
the King of the Ring's doing nothing for him.
Whatever.
This match was very limiting, I think, just because of the whole Neville had to play the leg injury. That I can't even remember him suffering at Payback, like literally, because that match was the Bad News Barrett Neville match. I'm pretty sure, besides the very end after Bad News Barrett, King Barrett got the count out defeat, he ended up attacking Neville, but then Neville ends up hitting the red arrow and he looks fine. So I don't know where the injury came from. But
Well,
apparently
no, he did sell it in the pay-per-view, so it was there. But yeah, he did hit the red arrow. I mean, yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah. But yeah, Bad News Barrett picks up the win with the bull hammer. I guess again WWE really want to push him to the absolute pinnacle. They're trying so hard to keep him around. And then you had Bo Dallas attack Neville after the match, which is I mean, kind of saw it coming. Like, anytime someone's on commentary, especially a heel, they sit on commentary and you know something's going to happen there. And, yeah, it happened. I thought it wasn't bad. Like, I thought it worked, I guess, to set up a match between the two. But I just don't know if anyone's looking for the match of Neville versus Bo Dallas.
See, they just need to do something with Bo Dallas. He needs to wrestle more. Maybe he'd be a lot more acceptable if he wrestled more. Like kind of in the New Day way where they've become these tremendous annoying heels because you just can't stand their gimmick so much. But, you know, somehow they find a way to win and prosper, and they keep being in your face, and you're just like, oh my God, just want to see those guys lose. Bo Dallas needs to have that type of run because otherwise he's just this clown who shows up now and then and interrupts people with this believe bullshit and gets beat up. As far as I'm concerned, I mean, yeah, they need to seriously think about what they want to do with Bo Dallas. As far as Wade Barrett is concerned, I understand the need to push him simply because you don't have that many distinctive heels. And I guess that's why the Bo Dallas thing is trying to be pushed a little bit more now, is because WWE doesn't really have a lot of pure heels. You know, I think, who are the pure heels outside of the Authority members in WWE? You know, you have Rusev.
Yeah, Rusev's the clean heel.
You could say Bray Wyatt, but I don't like to call him a heel because he's too over with the crowd.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. He is over, and I guess there's in a sense, Bad News Barrett is a heel.
Yeah, and then Sheamus.
Yeah, Sheamus is a heel.
And New Day.
I get the New Day. Yeah, the Ascension. They're heels.
Yeah.
It's not much really.
Everybody
I guess
else
you can kind of count Luke Harper and Eric Rowan would be heels. Naomi's the heel of the Divas division. It's very limited. Like in terms of good superstars, there's not many good heels.
Yeah.
But yeah. Overall, I just don't think I want to see Bo Dallas versus Neville. It could make for a decent match because I didn't watch the match where Neville defeated Bo Dallas to win the NXT Championship before going on that longest reign in NXT history. So I haven't seen that match. So I don't know if their chemistry is good in ring. to fully speculate on how the match would turn out. But as of right now, I think there's a lot more things that Neville could be doing rather than focusing on Bo Dallas. And I hope that this does not affect his place in the Elimination Chamber. I hope.
Yeah, I hope not either. I'm really excited about seeing him in the Elimination Chamber. Could you imagine the things he could do with those pods?
Yeah.
I can just imagine some of the crazy stuff that he'd try to do.
So, well, that match again, it was short, sweet. You know what you got out of it. We'll move on to next. It wasn't a match. It was basically just talking. It was Rusev commenting on the Payback results, and obviously it was pretty. I thought it was pretty cool. Like Rusev, to his credit, I know he's in a bad place now because he's lost the 3 matches against Cena. Yeah, I don't think they know what to do with him, but he is a good heel. I have to give him credit where it's due. Like, I reckon Rusev isn't bad on the mic as well. Like, now that he said he doesn't need Lana, he can speak your I can speak your stupid language. I thought that was smooth. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, we all kind of expected the split between him and Lana coming. They've been telegraphing it for God knows how long now. But it just still, I'm worried for Rusev because now that they've let John Cena run him into the ground, what are you going to do with him? And I hate the fact that his downfall it could be the result of John Cena, because how many people have John Cena came through and buried with his Super Cena stuff? Seriously. Like, that guy destroys people's chances of ever being top. Like, he did it to Wade Barrett. Look, he did it. This is why we talk about Wade Barrett the way we talk about him. Because that whole Nexus feud thing and him pushing over Wade Barrett into a corner.
No, that's a fair point. I really hope they can still get stuff out of Rusev. Like, obviously, the way it looks... we'll get to what it looks in a bit because something happens later on that kind of goes that way. But basically, Rusev's saying that Lana doesn't speak on behalf of him. He didn't say, I quit. Then Lana comes out. You hear Rusev go off all this. And then he says that... Lana says that... she speaks in, like, what, Bulgarian, I think? She says, I quit, like, 3 times. And then she translated it to English and said, I quit, I quit, I quit.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting. It made Rusev look like a bitch.
Yeah, and then he's like, you're a liar. But it works. Like, I think the split, like, Lana is really over right now, and the split could work for Rusev if WWE choose to use it right. Like, they could have, in a sense, it could be like everything happening to Rusev just makes him go out of control.
Yeah.
Like losing the United States Championship, losing Lana, and then he just goes back to being dominant, I guess. They could try and use it, and they could push him for a higher belt. Because Rusev doesn't that's the thing I don't think many people have really put into consideration. Rusev could actually challenge for the main belt if he's pushed right. Because he's big enough. He's got the build. I'm not saying give him the World Heavyweight Championship right now, but if you build him up over a few months, he could fit straight into that top title picture.
Yeah, he could. But it's all about, like you said, it's all about the push. It is the push and how they're going to work it. And WWE, God bless them, they're not that clever. So, I don't know. I really don't know. But we kind of get a sense of where they're going to push them later, like you said. So let's just move on to the next bit of the show.
So, moving on. Earlier in the night, you had the Authority. They were celebrating with Seth Rollins. And then Dean Ambrose comes in, and anyway, at the end, he basically I think you can sum it up by calling Kane a glorified butler. And then Kane's like, you got a match tonight against Bray Wyatt. And that is the third match. The third match was Bray Wyatt versus Dean Ambrose. Now, for all of you that don't know, you must know they have had some crazy matches in the past. They have some great chemistry. I feel like whoever Bray Wyatt gets in the ring with, he suddenly has good chemistry. Like he's wrestled with them his whole life.
Yeah, definitely. He's a rarity. He's one of those people who you could throw him in anybody at any size, any style, and he can work with you. He's really good at that.
It's the match itself was good. It had its moments. It was up and down. The result, I was kind of frustrated. Obviously, the Authority got involved. Come on, who knew that? Who knew that the Authority would get involved? Having Joey Mercury and Jamie Noble come down to the ring. Joey Mercury distracts the ref, and then Jamie Noble pushes Dean Ambrose off the top rope. Bray Wyatt hits the Sister Abigail, and I'm sick of the Authority interfering with matches. Like that's just me personally. I feel like the match was. Why do they need something like that? Like, I understand it kind of makes sense at the end of Raw why they did what they did. And at the time, it's just like, that having Bray Wyatt win like that, it doesn't really do much for him. Like, obviously, he picks up another win, but there's no heat behind the win. It's just a win. It's just he's got a W next to his name.
Yeah, and it kind of makes what happens later in the show. It kind of was like, well, not to totally foreshadow, but when we get to the end, it makes you think, why should he get this opportunity? And I'll go a little further later on in the show about that.
So, that match, again, it's just a match that kind of disappointing end, but as always, Bray Wyatt, Dean Ambrose, you know it's going to be a good match for a majority of it, if not the whole thing. Moving to match 4 of the night, we had The New Day versus Cesaro and Kid. It was a tag team championship match, to my surprise, because I really didn't expect a tag team championship match.
Yeah,
but
I thought that you would defend the title on Raw, and that never happened.
No, that's so true, and you hear that Xavier Woods is banned from ringside, which was strange in a sense. Like, I understand why. Oh, no, it was set up because at Payback. I get it now. At Payback, if you didn't watch, Xavier Woods swapped places with Kofi Kingston in the match and, did the roll-up and pinned Cesaro and then pretended it was Kofi Kingston. So I guess they got their rematch on Raw to make up for it, and this match, again, you knew that the New Day were never going to lose the belts on Raw. That's the first thing. If they're going to lose it, it's going to be at a pay-per-view, and the pay-per-view, I think that the New Day will lose the belts at SummerSlam. Yeah. I think they'll win the Chamber match. That's just how I view it. But Cesaro and Kid, it ended with a DQ because I think it was Big E and Kofi were just pummeling Kid in the corner, and they wouldn't let him go. And then Cesaro comes in, and he's trying to take them out. And then you look like he gets Kofi in position for the swing, and then Xavier Woods comes out of nowhere, just sprinting down. Xavier Woods, they make him look so weak. He comes in.
Yes, he's such a okay. Remember I was saying how he was trying to invoke quote-unquote Fabulous Freebird rules and all that. When I hear Booker T always say Fabulous Freebirds or JBL say Fabulous Freebirds, I can tell you with 100% surety that the way that the New Day dynamic is, it is nothing like the Fabulous Freebirds. Michael Hayes, Terry Gordy, and Buddy Roberts, all of them were badasses. Sure, they had their moments. Michael Hayes had moments where he faced somebody, they get the upper hand, and he just that's okay. I don't feel like being bothered right now. I'll catch you on my terms, type of thing like that. But when they had to fight, they all would fight. They weren't like these. Like Xavier Woods just comes off as a very he tries to play innocent, sneaky, underhanded wimp who hits you when your back's turned and then runs as soon as you turn around type of person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's
Fabulous Freebirds. They were better. It was the better psychology with them. But when it came to scrap, they all could scrap and they all could do their thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's a fair statement, and I'd have to agree there. And come the end of that match, which was a pretty weak match, to be perfectly honest. It obviously sets up the elimination chamber. You see all the tag teams that are going to be part of it, but it starts. I'm pretty sure the Lucha Dragons run out, and they start taking out the New Day, and then they're followed by the Los Matadores. After that, it's the Ascension and the Primetime Players. So just quickly recapping that side, it's New Day, Cesaro and Kid, the Ascension, Lucha Dragons, Los Matadores, and Primetime Players. They're the 6 tag teams that are going to be in the Elimination Chamber, the Tag Team Elimination Chamber. And I said on the Payback review that the Los Matadores would somehow find their way in. Oh, dear God.
That's no. That's a no.
Surely there's a... We didn't even get Luke Harper and Eric Rowan.
Exactly. They could have been put in there. If you wanted to put another legit tag team, come on. Like, of course I'm happy with Primetime Players, even though I know they're not going to get anything.
They were actually pushed pretty hard right at the end, because obviously they stood tall.
Yeah, I thought that was really, really cool for them to let them do that. Lucha Dragons, I think they're in the same position as Primetime Players, although they're going to be there to like do all the hot spots, get the crowd excited and things like that. They're going to put on a show for people. The Ascension, we already know.
It's a solid tag team.
Yeah, but we already know what they're going to do with the Ascension. So,
job
it. Yeah. So, New Day, of course, being the champs, and Cesaro and Kid. They're the ones chasing their belts back and all that. How does the Lucha Dragons fit? I mean, not the Lucha Dragons. The Los Matadores fit. Like, I just gave you a rundown on every tag team and made sense of them participating. So I could do that to some degree with all of them.
The only way it fits is if Torito gets involved in some way, shape, or form, but it's impossible because only.
But it's just like, okay, Primetime Players have a beef with the Ascension. They've been clowning them for weeks now. Lucha Dragons, well, hey, the Ascension got a beef with them because the reason they lost their belts is because of the Lucha Dragons. You know what I mean? And the Lucha Dragons have heat to them as well. And of course, the tag team champs and Cesaro and Kid, they got real beef going on. You know what I mean? So Los Matadores is just like, hey, we heard there was a match going on. Can we get in? Sure.
Yeah. It's more like we need a tag team, and then they see them in the corner doing absolutely nothing. They're just like, well, why not?
Yeah, I mean, for all that, y'all could have just brought the New Age Outlaws back, to be quite honest. It's shit.
Knowing Los Matadores, they'll probably pin the Ascension.
Yeah. Yeah, because Ascension is, oh my god, if that happens, oh.
But we're set up in terms of the the tag team elimination chamber. The only other way I can see it changing is if Eric Rowan and Luke Harper take out like the Los Matadores or something, and then they take their spots. Maybe that is a route they go just to get a bit of heat behind that tag team, but we'll really have to wait and see. Moving on from there, you had, again, it was probably one of my high moments. I feel like whenever John Cena comes out lately, I've actually been really enjoying what goes on around him. And yeah, tonight was like the Raw that just passed was no exception. John Cena, again, he's doing his open challenge, and now it's a bit more unpredictable knowing that he's not facing Rusev. So he could potentially verse a young kid and drop the belt. Who knows right now? But I did not expect the person that came out. Like when this music hit, I was just like, no way.
Yeah, this was the best moment of the night. This was the markup moment for everybody. I'm on Twitter with people. We're going crazy. We're just like, oh my god. Like, I was just like, please beat the shit out of John Cena. Just let him, like, don't let John Cena get over this. He didn't have to beat John Cena down, but I would have hated to see him come there just to get, buried by John Cena. You know what I mean? Because again, as I said before, hey, John Cena likes to bury people. You know?
Yeah. So the music hits, and it's Kevin Owens coming down with the NXT Championship, and there was actually a video surfacing of Kevin Owens' son reacting to his dad's debut on Raw, and the son's just like, oh my god, he's gonna verse John Cena. But Kevin Owens comes down. He actually, like, Kevin Owens fits right in. I mean, to be honest, his build isn't anything special. It's just that he can wrestle and he can talk. Like, Kevin Owens has, I think he's a bit on the bigger side for a wrestler, but it works for him. He came out, he did his thing. John Cena's like, let me give you some veteran advice. And it was actually pretty cool when Kevin Owens like, I've been doing this longer than you have. I just haven't had a break until now. And I'm just like, dang.
Yeah, no, he pretty much. The thing I like about Kevin Owens is that, one, when he's heel, he is a serious, vicious heel. Hell, he's heel even on, like, social media. I told you about how he clowned the hell out of Alex Riley when Alex Riley mistook a tweet by somebody as them congratulating him, and they were like it was somebody else. Kevin Owens just like destroyed him on Twitter. Why? Because he's a heel, and he doesn't like Alex Riley as a heel, and of course he's supposed to destroy him. He does what a heel, like, he's one of the few people who kind of gets it, like, get what wrestling is all about, and that's amazing considering that he's pretty much purely raised in the indies. But he gets that. He knows that as a heel, he's supposed to come out and make, like, John Cena look stupid, or at least try to cower John Cena. That's what heels do.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. And basically, at the end, it teased Cena's like, are you going to verse me? Are you not going to verse me? What's the go here? And then Kevin Owens says, don't act like you know me. And then he just kicks him in the gut, throws him into the rope, and hits him with that powerbomb. And that was just like, holy shit. And then he just stomped on the United States Championship, which, come on, Cena's just built that thing up. He's built that thing to a point where we're actually pretty interested in it. And then to have Kevin Owens just come and step on it, like, this thing means nothing.
And then, of course, he just looks down at him and goes, you can't see me. I was marking out. I was just like, this is how you, like, damn it, you want to start a feud? This is how you start a feud in wrestling. That's what you do.
Yeah, no, that was perfect. It's worked well. And after the match, backstage, not the match, it was basically just a beating. Backstage, you had Kevin Owens basically mentioning that at Elimination Chamber, he will be versing John Cena. So already, Kevin Owens is on the main event card. It's probably going to be a United States Championship match. To be honest, I don't see Cena losing the match, but it's still pretty cool that he's already been elevated to that position. Oh, shit, pardon me. That position already.
Honestly, and it would be so cool if they actually let him pull a page and beat John Cena and hold both titles, and just like go back and forth between each like roster. That would be pretty interesting to see. But I know that would never happen. So, but I'm glad to see that he's going to actually be making his in-ring debut at Elimination Chamber. So that's pretty
Yeah,
great.
definitely worked out well, and yeah. So overall, that was probably really my high point of the entire Raw. That for
Yeah,
me.
yeah, definitely.
But
I mean, after that, what could they have done to kind of top that moment? Especially with
yeah,
what they follow the moment with.
you had the next match, which was Dolph Ziggler versus Stardust, and this was cringeworthy simply because one, it was short. Two, Stardust, Cody Rhodes is getting absolutely buried, and it annoys me each and every week to see someone of his talent. We know he has talent. He has incredible talent, and he's being what is he? He at the moment he's lower than R-Truth.
Yeah, hey, I've been begging for the Cody Rhodes
He needs
persona
to
to
go
come back
back.
forever, but WWE is just hell bent on keeping him as this goofy clown.
What a waste! What a waste of a superstar.
Yeah, I agree.
But Dolph Ziggler picked up the win with a zigzag. Like any of us expected anything different, especially with Stardust in the match.
Yeah, but I mean, we got a
I can't
little
talk Cody
entertainment.
Rhodes. He just pisses me off.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, because you've seen how great he could be when they give him the opportunity. You know, like you've said before, that IC run that he had was the last IC run anybody really cared about. Yeah, but they just don't seem to want to elevate him more than where they have him now. Just a gimmick. And I really don't understand it. I really, really don't. It's very infuriating. I cannot blame you for your anger.
Yeah, I think the sooner they get him back to being Cody Rhodes, I think it's the better for him. Just better for wrestling in general.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, what's he now? He's 29, so he's actually pretty young.
Yeah, I mean, he still has a lot of. I mean, he has a great run ahead of him. So,
Yeah,
but they just got to give him that shot.
that's it. They got to make the most of it when he's younger. But we'll move out. After the match, Dolph Ziggler's there. I'm pretty sure Michael Cole interviews him. And this interview it's a bit weird because it was like Dolph Ziggler like talked and then he like stopped for a second and Michael Cole went to go like it was just like a kind of awkward interview because in a sense Dolph Ziggler just wouldn't shut up.
Yeah, he's a little long-winded sometimes, but I would prefer he keeps talking than Michael Cole talking. So hey.
Yeah, and you had, to my surprise, Lana came out, which I thought made no real sense. Like I didn't understand it, but Lana comes out. There's no mic interaction between them, so all that happens is Lana kisses Dolph Ziggler. The crowd chant one more time. They do it one more time. Rusev comes out. He just kind of like beats the shit out of Ziggler. Then he's yelling at Lana. Then Lana slaps Rusev, which was pretty good. I thought that worked well because you saw Rusev's face. He was like furious. And then Ziggler hits Rusev with a zigzag. So, is there a chance that Rusev ends up in that? Because they said Ziggler was the last person announced in the Elimination Chamber, but the other names. So we got 3. I don't know the other 3.
Yeah, this is for what, the IC, right?
Yeah.
What did we say before? It was Neville, Barrett.
But I don't know if they're like, because the official people that are in, like 100% official, were Sheamus, Ryback, and what is it? Sheamus. Ah, here it is. Okay, this is the official. Okay, and Neville's not in there, so holy shit.
Oh, fuck me.
All right, so the official.
God damn it.
I'm seeing it now. I just looked it up. You got Rusev, Dolph Ziggler.
I'm okay with.
Ryback.
Not okay with.
Sheamus.
Makes sense. I can live with it.
Bad News Barrett.
Would have made sense. Could have lived with it, but.
Oh god, and number 6, R-Truth.
Exactly. So wait a minute. Wait. Are they gonna give R-Truth the belt? I just need to know that now. This guy's getting some, especially since. Well, actually, no. This dates back even before WrestleMania. Post Royal Rumble, he's been showing up in a lot of big moments.
Neville should be that last spot. And you know what? In a sense, could this potentially be Rusev getting another belt?
I'm thinking at this moment, looking at this card,
that's a waste. See, I got excited for the Elimination Chamber, and then I'm like, oh shit, it's the WWE. Nothing's happening.
Yeah, I guess we
never get excited.
They were smart enough to put Neville in. God damn it.
So, what do we do? Like, that's just completely frustrating. We'll talk about it a bit more in depth a bit later on, but let's talk match 6. Luke Harper and Eric Rowan versus Fandango and Zack Ryder. The only thing I can say here, and this is simply it, Luke Harper and Eric Rowan win. If you have anything to add, just... Do you have anything?
No, we can move on. I'm glad they're back. That's all I can say. I'm just glad they're back.
Okay, so let's talk match 7. Nikki Bella versus Naomi, Divas Championship on the line. Brie Bella was banned from ringside from Stephanie McMahon. And this match, kind of lackluster.
Yeah.
Disappointing ending.
I asked a question. Since when was Stephanie McMahon a Naomi fan? Since when has she become a Bella Twin hater? I understand she had a little thing with Brie when Brie was solo. But,
yeah, SummerSlam.
But at this juncture, why?
Yeah, no, that makes sense, and I don't know. It was pretty frustrating. Nikki is not going to lose. Like I'm saying with all the belts, they're never going to lose their belt on Raw, at least from what I can see. And Nikki's the same. She's going to lose it at the pay-per-view. But Tamina ended up super kicking her because she was about to hit Naomi with the rack attack, and then Paige returned. Now, when Paige returned, I got to say. I wasn't as excited. Like, when AJ returned, her music hit, I was like, oh shit, she's back. But when Paige returned, I was kind of like, oh. But she returned in the exact same way as AJ. Like, I mean, different in a sense because AJ attacked the Bellas and then teamed up with Paige. But Paige returned and she... like, the exact same. It was like Tamina went for the clothesline, she ducked it, and then she attacked Naomi. And then she gets up and attacks Tamina. And then it's like they're both backing out. But I thought it was cool because it planted Paige right back into the Divas title picture. Because she gives Nikki the Rampage, I'm pretty sure it's called. And does this... WWE have to go with this at Elimination Chamber. It has to be Paige versus Nikki Bella versus Naomi for the Divas Championship. Has to be.
Uh, you're correct. Because if you actually check the Elimination Chamber
Oh, is
of
it
match
actually?
list, that is exactly what it is, sir.
Thank God. Nikki's putting her belt on the line at a pay-per-view.
That is
This,
exactly what it is. But the Divas has become so fucking confusing to me because I feel like it's been just such a short time since we hated the Mean Girls. Remember, they were the Mean Girls not too long ago, and then all of a sudden, Naomi doesn't get her match, and now we're supposed to cheer for them because Naomi all of a sudden has become a bully out of nowhere. Once her
you know,
husband, I guess it was like, hey, Jimmy's gone, so I can
I,
do whatever the hell I want
I,
now.
I gotta say, I personally, I think the change of music and the change of look for Naomi has really helped her in a way because I was kind of sick of her coming out to that funkadactyl music. I think her new song goes well with her. It's just the Divas division needs a heel, but was she the right heel? Is the only question.
Yeah. Um. I honestly don't know. I mean, I'm just glad that she's in the mix somewhere because she's a great
Yeah,
wrestler. Uh, but
but let me just mention, it's nice to see the Divas division taking a step in the right direction for a change because, like I said, that's the match I wanted to see. I wanted to see the triple threat, and they've gone with it. So
yeah,
this is where Nikki has to lose the belt here, and in my honest opinion, Naomi has to win it here. It has to be
yeah.
Naomi.
But you don't think they would just give it to Paige?
I mean, that's the easy way out for WWE, but seriously, in the long run, I think it'd be better if Naomi wins it.
Yeah, I totally agree. Get maybe stick with her as a heel too. I don't know.
You could have
When's the last time that we
Tamina.
really had them stick? I guess AJ was no, because AJ turned too to a face.
But
Yeah.
the good thing now is that you saw, like, not spoiling NXT Takeover, but you saw a few divas on the outside watching. They were the new developmental divas. You had Eva Marie there, so it looks like they're shaping NXT, the divas division, in a way that they're going to start bringing up some of the divas from NXT that are already built and bring them onto the main roster. So it's going to get exciting for the Divas division. And I don't say that lightly because the Divas division on NXT is incredible. And if they can transfer that to the WWE, because the superstars in the WWE roster, the Divas, they're not bad. It's just the Divas division isn't taken seriously.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe this is just a sign of hope, but it's still confusing to me, the whole situation, how quickly everything just came about. That being said, at least you're gonna have a match with two good wrestlers and Elimination Chamber. Oh yeah, Nikki Bella will show up too, and do something. I guess I don't know. It just really like the Diva is such a it's just a confusing tangled web, but at least we're getting something good out of that whole mess.
Yeah. All right. So moving from there, you have the main event, which Raw basically coming to a close. You have Seth Rollins, the architect of a dream. That was just a tiny bit cringe really, but the promo was actually pretty cool. I got to give props to WWE when they do those like highlight reels of everything, like especially at pay-per-views where they build the story. It's awesome. I love it. Those 4-minute videos that sum up their feud over the last few weeks. But it was just summing up Seth Rollins, basically his last few months as champion. But yeah, as expected, Dean Ambrose comes out, and after that, he's just fighting the Authority. He has what is it? I think he has Seth Rollins' head on like cinder blocks.
Yeah, he was, I guess, gonna try to do a repeat of what Seth did to him with the curb stomp.
Yeah, see, I never at that stage I wasn't watching WWE when Seth did that, so I haven't seen that footage. So I'll need to look that up.
Yeah, I don't know if it was before he did it to Randy or after, but he had done it to Dean Ambrose once, so that's the significance of that tie.
Yeah, that worked. But anyway, Dean Ambrose says, "Look, I'm going to do it unless you give me a championship match at Elimination Chamber against Seth Rollins." Stephanie McMahon eventually agreed, and then from there, you have they end up fighting again. Kane takes him out, but then Seth Rollins comes in, and I think he gives him another pedigree. So I think they might be sticking with the pedigree for Seth Rollins for now.
Yeah,
It looks that way.
see, this is my problem though, because earlier you just had this guy get buried a little bit. You had a match where you put Bray Wyatt over, and it's like, okay, that's fine. I just got my ass whipped. I just also got my ass whipped at the pay-per-view. I deserve a title. Okay. The setup is what's bothering me. I don't mind Dean being the guy to go against Seth because it's going to be a hell of a match. But the way they set that up, it just felt like, okay, we need to hurry up and do this as quickly as possible. So let's cut a few corners, and you just go out there and says, yeah, I deserve a match. And then Seth goes, oh, yeah, you think so? Well, here you go. You know what I mean? It was just, the execution was poor, in my opinion.
No, that's a fair statement, and it's just I thought it was a bit odd because one, this is the first Raw I can recall without Roman Reigns in a while. No Roman Reigns appearance. And Dean Ambrose, they just went on about saying he's at the back of the line, and now suddenly he's, what, number one contender.
Yeah. It's like, I deserve this. Give it to me. Sure. Okay. I mean,
But,
it's like, it's a technical complaint because I guess as fans, it's a matchup everybody would like to see. So I don't know.
yeah, no, that's a fair statement. So overall, Raw this week. Now that we know the Elimination Chamber, I think it really does suck. But yeah, is there anything you want to add to Raw this week? Because I'm more excited, to be honest. I'm more excited to talk about the NXT pay-per-view than I was to talk about Raw.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely agree. And speaking of NXT, it was also great to see Kevin Owens come through. I just wish he would have did more. I was on Twitter, and I was honestly legit in person saying, "Fight Kevin, fight, fight Kevin, fight." I wanted him to just go off. I wanted them to have a bigger payoff sequence, or at least tell him ring the bell. I'm gonna take his belt or something. You know what I mean? But I'll take this. It sets up pay-per-view match. I'm good with that.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll wrap it up here, and then yeah. Is there anything you wanted to add or anything in terms of this week? Or are you ready?
But I think we are more than ready to move on from Raw. I mean, it's typical what they do. They give you a pretty decent pay-per-view, following it by some very basic to unforgivable follow-up with Raw. So, it is what it is. But anyway, with that said, I'm going to say bye to you people. Hope you enjoyed the show. Like Pete said, we will be back for a special edition of Sharpshooting, something that we've never done before. I feel like I got Pete hooked enough now that he's going to want to do this more often. So we're going to be reviewing the NXT pay-per-view, TakeOver Unstoppable, in the following podcast. So stick around for that. It'll be coming soon. Pete, say goodbye to the people.
Catch you guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to let us know what you thought of Raw this week, and we'll catch you soon, basically, with the NXT TakeOver review.
All right, folks, and on that note, we're out of here. See you next time. Peace.
Peace.